have everyone say the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. There was no action taken in closed session. Public communication agenda items. Complaints against specific district employees should be resolved through the district's personnel complaint procedure. The right to address the board does not exempt the speaker from any individual liability for defamation. The proceedings of the board are recorded and are part of the public record. Any individual who requires disability-related accommodations or modifications, including auxiliary aids and services, in order to participate in the board meeting, should contact the superintendent or designee in writing. And we had no requests as of this morning or yesterday. Okay. Approval of an agenda. May I please have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Tim? Okay. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Pass 5-0. Information discussion items. Mr. Philpott is going to give us an update on school update.
So thank you. It's been obviously a little bit of a roller coaster on the approval of the reopening of secondary courses. You're aware, elementary has been reopened now for a couple weeks. And I don't know if it's a coincidence because of the San Diego lawsuit or the Newsom recall, or finally the California Department of Public Health agrees with the CDC, but effective on Saturday, actually, which was kind of an interesting timeline. They changed basically two things with the California Department of Public Health, and one was approving basically schools to be able to reopen if they're on a case level of less than 25 per 100,000. So we're well under that. Last I looked yesterday, we were about 11.8. As a county, so 12, an average of 12. The other thing that they changed is they changed the spacing in the classrooms for students, so that they it used to be 6 feet apart, now it's 3 feet apart. That helps tremendously in terms of being able to get more kids in the classrooms. That didn't seem to be much of a problem for us anyway. The biggest problem was just basically the case number, which now doesn't seem to be an issue. So we are officially opening secondary tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, isn't it? Thursday. I'm a day ahead of myself. On Thursday, the 25th. So that it's actually the second cohort that we've labeled actually on the schedule. Will start on Thursday and Friday, and then next week on Monday and Tuesday, the first cohort will start at secondary. And unfortunately, because spring break is coming up real soon, we won't be back again until April 12th, but it gives us an opportunity to kind of reconnect with students, get things kind of settled in, utilize some of our new technology that we've deployed recently to all of our classrooms. And so we're looking forward to that. The only challenge that we're having right now is busing. And that is because there's plenty of buses, there are just not enough drivers. So in the past, when we were fully open, we had 5 routes with 5 drivers. Right now, we have only 3 drivers that are available to us from first student, and so 3 routes. And so we've had to kind of move some cohorts around to kind of accommodate that for the secondary level. We also have had to pick up some students actually with a van to kind of alleviate the crowding issue and stuff on the bus, and also kind of shorten up the driving time that kids would have to spend on the bus. So we're working through that. It's a little bit of a challenge, but not something we can't overcome. We're just looking forward to opening up again.
Are there any questions for Mr. Philpott? Thank you, Mr. Philpott. You? Oh, go ahead, Tim. Mr. Bizarre.
My question had to do with the impact this might have on athletics. I know we've previously had a rule, or at least last week we had a rule that we were streaming our football game and only family were allowed to attend. Does this change have any impact on how we're going to do athletics?
No, this new ruling was all about the classroom, so there hasn't been anything new on athletics. And I believe that the number that our league is using is up to 4 family members to attend a football game. That doesn't necessarily the same thing for an indoor event like volleyball. Would be a smaller group. And trying to keep them apart 6 feet though. That 6 foot rule still does apply actually to adults. Just not in the classroom with students. The other thing we are we are testing most of our athletes, at least the high contact ones like football. So that's happening every week. They were tested again yesterday. That process seems to be going pretty well. I just got an email this morning from County Health saying that they are going to do an in-service with us, our coaches, athletic directors on contact tracing. On that in case anybody is positive. But that seems to be working fine with the sports.
Okay.
Transportation is an issue with sports too, though. We've been canceling a lot of buses for sporting events, unfortunately. So.
Mr. Philpott, how long is the turnaround from the time they take the test till we find the results? Or is it one of those immediate ones?
So the testing that we're doing with, for instance, with the football team and our other high contact sports, it's almost immediate. It's 15 minutes. So there's about, it takes about 15 minutes to kind of apply it, then 15 minutes wait to make sure the student's okay. So within a half an hour, they're in and out and know whether or not they're negative or positive.
That's a good sign. Next week, yes.
Are we testing, what's the testing regime for students and staff now? Seems like there was a lot of. Oh. Mr. Philpott, what's the testing regime for the students and the staff as they're in classes now? What did we finally arrive at there, please?
Well, the cadence that we have originally were set up to do was 1/8 of the staff a week, or all the staff over a 2-month period. We are investigating actually some rapid testing solutions, which we may be able to offer to staff on a weekly basis and some students, but that's all voluntary. Okay. So we're working on that. I believe we're getting very close to actually having a solution for that rapid testing as well.
We have an action item, the approval of the superintendent search timeline. Are there any questions from board members or anyone that might have a question on that timeline? No? Yes, go ahead. Mr.
Just to clarify on this, that we have.
You have to unmute.
We have on the timeline April 12th through 15th review applications. Is that us? So we'll have board meetings on 12th through the 15th, or?
Correct. We have a board meeting on. I have to look at my.
Okay, so they'll be online or, oh, okay, that's, all right.
And the next board meeting, Janice was looking at.
It's April 19th. It's after spring break.
Okay.
April 19th is our next board
Is our
meeting.
next board meeting, and it's a regular board meeting.
All right.
Right in front of me.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I wasn't muted. Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the superintendent search timeline?
I'll make the motion.
A second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. If for any reason someone would like a copy of that, Mrs. Fox has that, and it's available to anyone. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you and have a good day, and we'll be busy.